At the walkthrough, your building superintendent went through all of the things you need to know about your new home. This was an exciting and a hectic time. Your superintendent is experienced in these important moments and will have taken the time to explain how your home works. In the thrill and the rush of the moment, you may not remember all of the things that were discussed. Be sure to take another look at the documents your superintendent left for you. This short video is meant to help you enjoy your new DSLD home for years to come. As you learned in the walkthrough, your home has a DSLD warranty. With that in mind, there are several things you should consider in keeping your home as good as new. If you're going to be away from home for a time during cold weather, or if there is a particularly hard freeze coming overnight, it's a good idea to leave a faucet slowly dripping to keep the water from freezing in the water lines. On homes with a tankless water heater, there are some additional precautions you should take to prevent the lines from freezing in the occasional cold weather we get. The tankless water heater is located on the exterior of your home, usually on the garage side of the home, near the front. Inside the lower portion of the unit are some plumbing runs that should be insulated. Remove the cover by unscrewing the two screws at the bottom and set the cover aside. In the box, you will see some copper or PEX plumbing that will need some pipe insulation wrapped around the pipe. This insulation can be purchased at your local hardware store. The upper portion of the unit is protected by the electrical circuits inside and will keep the water lines from freezing as long as there is electricity available to the water heater. The clothes washer uses several gallons of water each year, and if the drain is not connected properly, you can suffer some serious water damage. Be sure when installing the clothes washer, the drain is fully secured to the drain connection in the wall. The connection for the ice maker in your refrigerator is in the wall at the bottom of the space for the refrigerator. Be sure the hose connecting the water valve to the refrigerator is securely tightened. The shutoff valve is a quarter turn valve. The water flow is controlled by a simple quarter turn of the valve. Right to close, left to open. Under the kitchen and the bath sinks are some plumbing lines you should check from time to time. The drain, usually made of white PVC with several nuts or connectors in the line. The U-shaped piece at the lower portion of the drain line is called the P-trap. The connections can become loose over time and need to be checked occasionally. If you do find a leak, check that the nuts are tight. They can be tightened by hand. Turn them clockwise until they are hand tight. Do not over-tighten them. In the bath, at the vanity sink, if the water will not stay in the sink, check that the stopper is moving up and down and is seating properly in the sink drain. This can be adjusted if necessary under the counter at the back of the sink. In many cases, the bathroom sink is the furthest fixture from the water heater, and it will take a bit longer for the hot water to arrive. Do not leave the water running with the stopper set and leave the bathroom. If there is a blockage in the overflow, the water could flood the sink and spill out onto the bathroom floor. Your home is equipped with two flush toilets. The toilet bowls have a dual flush feature to save water. The number 1 flush will evacuate liquids and can be operated by a quick pushdown of the flush lever. This will remove any fluids from the bowl. To remove solids, push the lever down and hold for a few seconds to remove the solids. For the toilet or the water closet in the bathroom, make sure any bowl cleaner or freshener will not void the toilet bowl manufacturer's warranty. Make sure any approved cleaners do not get stuck under the toilet bowl flapper. Under your kitchen sink, you will find your garbage disposal. The switch for the garbage disposal is in the wall by the sink. On some installations, there is an island and the switch for the disposal will be in the sink cabinet. You will need to open the cabinet door to operate the disposal. On the side of the disposal is a reset button. If the disposal does not work when you operate the switch, be sure to check the reset button first. If the disposal becomes clogged, switch it off, unplug the electric cord, and remove the clog. Once the clog is removed, plug the disposal back into the outlet it was originally in. One of the outlets is switched for the disposal. The other one is always on for the dishwasher.
Yeah. In order to remove any kind of debris in your disposal, unplug it. Now, and then remove the debris. Of course, once you get it removed, you can.
In kitchens with undermount sinks, do not overfill the sink bowl. When the sink was installed, it was sealed to the bottom of the countertop. Over time, that seal can begin to wear due to use, exposure to chemicals, and other activity. There is no overflow in these sinks, and on occasion, water can spill into the cabinet or onto the floor when the sink is overfilled. There are a few places in your home where the concrete is exposed: in your garage, the drive, and the walkways outside. Concrete does two things: it gets hard and it cracks. Small surface cracks, as seen here, are not structural. They are cosmetic cracks and are typical of exposed concrete surfaces. Construction joints in molding, baseboard, casing, crown molding, and other materials can show over time. This is often caused by heat. When the house is heated in the wintertime, the air tends to dry out and the molding material can move. These cracks are cosmetic and can be remedied by applying a bit of caulk and touched up with paint. Cracks can also appear in the bathroom where the tile meets the tub. These are two different materials, and any movement can cause a crack to appear. They can be remedied by applying a new bead of caulk. The material here is sanded caulk to resemble the grout between the tiles. At the exterior doors, there is a joint between the door threshold and the flooring. Where there is tile, the seam at the joint is sealed with a siliconized acrylic caulk. This area receives a lot of traffic, and it is not unusual for a crack to appear here. The cracked caulk can be removed and a fresh one applied whenever necessary. On the exterior, your landscaping, the grass, and the planters have been installed with 6 inches of clearance to the bottom of the wall, or the grade. On brick facades, there are weep holes to allow any moisture behind the wall to drain. On stucco and vinyl, the bottom of the exterior finish has room to drain. It is critical the landscaping, soil, and other items not be allowed to inhibit this drainage. Swales are located around all DSLD homes to drain the water off the lots into ditches where it will flow into retention ponds and then into the natural water course. It is important you keep the swales clear of vegetation, debris, and especially fences, so as to not impede the water flow off your lot. The drainage system around your home is made up of a slope away from your home, swales between lots, ditches to channel water through culverts into retention ponds, where it will drain into the local water course. It's critical for the health, safety, and durability of your home and your neighbors to keep these drainage paths clean and maintained. At a minimum, once a year, check the dryer vent on the outside of your home to make sure it is clean and the vent operates smoothly. For your dishwasher, load the soap door and snap it closed. Be sure there are no large dishes in the way of the soap door opening when the dishwasher calls for soap and the door opens. Plastic plates and other items may not dry well in the dishwasher. You may need to hand dry them before putting them away. There is a light in the attic at the top of the attic stairs. The attic stairs are located in the garage. The light switch will be towards the house or away from the garage door. That light switch is accessible from the top of the attic stairs. Be sure when leaving the attic to turn the light switch off. At the top of the attic stairs, a walkway has been constructed to provide access to the HVAC unit. This is the same material used to strengthen your walls. There may be some paint and other construction materials stored there for you to use in touch-up that might be necessary later on. When in the attic, be sure to stay on the provided walkways. Do not step on the insulation. It will not support your weight. Also, take care not to trip on anything and watch your head for the framing overhead. Every spring, go up into the attic to check out the HVAC unit. Take a half cup of bleach and water to clean the primary condensate drain line. This line drains condensation from the air conditioner into the sewer. Mold can grow in this drain line, and it is important to keep it clean and clear. While you're there, check the secondary drain pan for debris to make sure it is clear to drain. Change the air filter in your air conditioner a minimum of every 6 months. The filter is located in the attic in the HVAC box. When changing the air filter, make sure the arrows indicating the airflow direction are pointing the correct way. While the attic is not designed for storage, in the event you decide to store holiday decorations or other light items, the preferred place to create a platform is over the garage. There is no insulation there, and you can add some plywood to support those items you want to keep there. Be careful not to damage electrical, plumbing, or other construction elements under the platform. Check the smoke detectors regularly. They could save you and your family's life in the case of a fire. Changing the batteries is simple. Open the battery compartment and replace with a new long-life battery. Once the battery is replaced, check the smoke alarm system and make sure it tests okay.
Push the test button. Let them all chirp, talk to each other, and now you're good to go. And now you're
The outlets in your kitchen and bathrooms are protected by a GFCI ground fault circuit interrupter device. In some cases, all of the outlets in one area are protected by one unit. These are located in wet areas and are designed to protect the occupants from electric shock. There is a light on the GFCI outlet to indicate it is hot or energized. The GFCI can be reset by pressing the reset button found on the face of the outlet. The outlets on the exterior of your home are protected by the GFCI in the garage. If your outlets outside your home are not functioning, first reset the GFCI in the garage. Your outlets are equipped with arc fault circuit interrupters. These devices will detect unusual arcing in the wires and disable the circuit, thus reducing the risk of fire. In addition, the convenience outlets or duplex outlets in most locations are rated for 15 amps. If you plan on using a lot of electrical appliances at one time in these areas, it is recommended you consult an electrician to install a larger breaker at the panel. In the event one of the circuits in your home is overloaded, the breaker at the breaker panel located in the garage will trip. Breakers can be reset by opening the panel door located in the garage and finding on the door the label for the room served by the tripped breaker. It can be reset by functioning the breaker switch back and forth to the on position. In the case where the shower light is not working, first check to see if the GFCI has tripped. Power to the light is controlled by the GFCI in the bathroom. In some cases where the light fixture has overheated, it will shut off until it has cooled down. Once the light fixture has cooled down, the light should come back on. If that does not bring the light back, it is time to change the bulb. When replacing fan light bulbs, make sure you are using the correct wattage bulb. You can check on the fan light fixture to see what the recommended wattage is. Be sure to turn the fan light off before changing the bulb. In case the garage door does not function properly, refer to the garage door maintenance video. Check to see the sensors are lined up correctly. There may be something in the way of the garage door closing. Clear out any obstructions under the door and try it again. You also may need to reprogram the garage door openers. You can find those instructions in the garage door manual. If your home has a tankless water heater, the manual has several guides for maintaining the unit. Of particular note is the error code. If the thermostat shows an error code, be sure to check in the manual to see if the code is listed. These error codes are the first course of action in keeping hot water flowing in your home. Also in the manual for the tankless water heater are suggestions for care and maintenance of your tankless water heater, including setting the thermostat. Be sure to read the manual and take particular note of the section on freeze protection. In certain weather conditions, condensation can form on the windows. This is due to the extreme temperature difference between the inside and the outside. This usually happens when drapes or blinds are closed in these conditions. The simple solution is to open the drape and blinds, allowing the interior air to circulate in the room and over the windows. Wood floors in DSLD homes are floating wood floors, where the flooring material you see is laid on a foam underlayment. This is a floating floor and will move occasionally when walked on. It is to be expected, and it is not a structural problem. Occasionally, an exterior door will get slammed closed. This will force the door into the opening far enough to allow the burglar bar into the strike. This will not allow the deadbolt to click into its strike. Check the door by opening and closing normally before calling for service. Your exterior will collect dirt and other unwanted bits over time. While you will want to keep your home's exterior clean, it is important to exercise caution when using harsh and aggressive cleaning methods. Pressure washers are often used to clean siding. This is a quick and powerful way to remove dirt and grime. When used incorrectly, the powerful stream of water from a pressure washer can cause damage to the exterior finish and potentially damage the layer's protection under the siding. Do not use a pressure washer on stucco. Whenever possible, use low-pressure water from a hose with a brush and a non-caustic soap like Jomax. Your homeowner's manual has several tips for taking care of your home. Be sure you are familiar with the important tips and the manuals. We hope this short video helps you to maintain your DSLD home in like-new condition for years to come. Thank you for buying a DSLD quality home.